We finally make it to Croatia. Stayed on this first campsite for a week to chill. Join us, we don't do much, bit of a shopping haul, explain a little bit more about the aircon and just have a relaxing week to recover from the long journey down. So welcome back. This is our first campsite in Croatia. Yes, we've made it all the way to Croatia. Left Italy and came straight to Croatia. This is the name of the campsite. Obviously, welcome in. And there's a reception in there. So what we found in here as well is this fully gated. They log your registration number and the cameras pick it up to let you in. Then you either follow the blue route or the red route. We follow the blue route because we're motorhome. They do have on that side of the site is all like chalets, little chalets that you can stay in. Obviously we haven't been over that side, but that's, as you can see, there's all like little chalets there. And then you follow the blue route. So up here, the other side of reception actually is a little mini golf course as well, which we didn't see when we came in. So this is the road that you follow down for where all the camping is. But over here, there is a nice little play park there that's like a little climbing frame and some slides. But you've got a little shop, little market. Been in there, got a few bits. They do have fresh bread and croissants first thing in the morning, which was quite nice. They've got the basics. It's not the cheapest in the world, but then campsite shops never are. This is where the bar area and the swimming pool is. I'll be honest with you, we haven't been in the swimming pool. We have been in the sea, but we haven't been in the swimming pool. I'll put a clip of that in. Me trying to get in the water. It was freezing. So this is the bar area. So that's the outside seating area. Obviously there's an inside seating area. It's quite an extensive menu. I'll zoom in. There was an awful lot. I've had a burger here and some other bits and pieces, and it was quite nice and reasonably priced, not too bad. About what you'd expect. Where the swimming pool is, it's all round there. I'll take you down onto the beach so you can see the beach. The one thing we've both said is we can't believe how clear the water is. It is crystal clear, but it's cold. But once you get in, you get acclimatised to it really, really quickly. So it's actually quite refreshing. We came down here yesterday because we were so hot. It has been extremely hot since we've been here. But yeah, this is the walk down to the beach. It is lovely. Oh, they're doing a keep fit in the pool. So that's the pool area. I'm not going to zoom in because there's a lot of kids around. And then this is the beach. As you can see, absolutely stunning. And the only thing is, there's no sand. It's all little stones. So you need shoes if you're going to go in the water. But the water, if I zoom in, you can see how the water is crystal clear, crystal clear. And then this is where all the chalets are on that side. Very salty water, very, very salty. Noticed that yesterday when I went in. And then there is this low up adventure park in the middle of the water. I'll show you the prices of that as I walk around, because there's a little shack so you can, the kids have got something to do. very child orientated so far. So obviously we do a lot in Spain. This is the first time to Croatia, but dogs are allowed on the beach. I know it's only stones, but dogs are allowed down here, and they're allowed in the water, no problem at all. So we brought Jack down here and we gave him a little swimming lesson. He wasn't very happy about doing it, but we had him on the lead so we could hold him up, because he's never been in water deep enough to swim before. So it was really nice to bring him down here, cool him off, and we've done that a couple of times. He's a bit reluctant about doing it, but he will get used to it. But just to cool him off, because I really enjoyed this one. We've been here for nearly a week, chilling, and I needed it. Pushed myself a little bit too hard on the way down, as I always do. Drove too far in one day. But so there you go. So for an hour it's €15, which I don't think is too bad. That's the beach area. The reason why we've had an issue. So in Lake Garda, it was extremely hot, but wasn't too bad. And then when we got to Venice, it was extremely hot. So for the first time we did it in Lake Garda, we just thought, maybe the electric wasn't good enough. So in Venice, we put it on properly. The air conditioning isn't working properly in the motorhome. It's coming on, the fans are going, you can hear the compressor running, but it's just not getting cold. If anything, we left the van for about an hour or so, maybe a bit longer, with the windows and everything shut, to just see, because it takes a while for the ambient temperature to go down, and we both said it got hotter, not colder. So we weren't very happy about that. So I contacted Truma, because it's less than 2 years old. It's only been used a handful of times, and Truma said to look up some local repair places, because obviously they're in the UK, we're here. I phoned 3 or 4 different repair places that were Truma approved, and they're all fully booked. One guy got back to me. Some of them didn't even bother getting back to me, because obviously I emailed them in English. But the first one to get back to us, he replied in English, really good English as well. And just said, I'm sorry mate, he said we're fully booked till July. And he said even if we could look at it, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to get the parts if they haven't got it in stock. They don't keep parts in stock, because you never know what's going to be wrong with it. So there's a bit of thing about that. So we decided we'll be fine. We've stayed at the motorhome for 3/4 of the day so that Jack's got someone to be with, and then he comes outside with us, and Jack can always find somewhere cold. So he normally goes underneath the motorhome and he lays directly under the freshwater tank, because it's always cold there. So we've been coping all right. We're leaving tomorrow. We need to do some food shopping, and there's a local Lidl's just down the road that we've been to before when we got here, to get some food, and we're going to see if we can get a fan. If we can't find a fan there is a Leroy Mills that I've seen on the way here, so they're obviously in Croatia as well. We'll probably get one in there. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of the facilities. So these were really clean. There's a few people around. You've got sinks for doing your clothes, sinks for doing your pots and pans. It's all open, so you've got hair dryers, men's showers, family changing rooms, washing up sinks. And then there's toilets for the men this side, toilet for the women, and showers for the women that side, with sinks all down the middle. Got like a little get ready area there that's a bit lower for the kids. There's mirrors and everything, and this lovely little bit of a garden in the middle as well. So really nice and immaculately clean. They must be cleaned a couple of times a day, because they are always clean. But getting back to reception and what they said to us when we got here, in Croatia you have to pay €1.99 per day per person tax. So I mentioned as an off cuff that we're disabled. And that's when it all changed. So this is the other thing. We have a disabled toilet that we're basically the only people using it. There's no one in here. So that's a disabled toilet. So there's a seat by the shower, full-size shower, toilet with railings and a sink. There's me again, and a hairdryer. So basically we can use this whenever we want. But that weren't the best bit. So when we explained to the reception, because I said, oh, can we be near to the toilets as possible because of Jenni's mobility? And he went, oh, she's disabled. And I went, yeah. And he went, can you prove it? I said, well, we both got blue badges. I've got a blue badge because of my heart attack and I'm not supposed to walk as far as I do, but I do. And he said, oh, if you've got them with you and you can prove you're disabled, you don't have to pay the tax. So I got the 2 disabled badges, so that saved us nearly €4 a night by having them. Which is, you know, it's a benefit, you know. It's not easy being disabled, it's not easy admitting it, but, you know, we're really chuffed with that. And so, yeah, so what do we think of the site? I'll spin you around in a second and show you our setup for the week. What do we think of the site? So the only, we have 2 criticisms. One, the pitches are quite shabby. Could do with a bit of weeding, but pretty typical for Europe, to be honest with you. We've seen sites that cost more than this. We don't actually know the full cost of the price yet until we check out, because different pitches have different prices. It was a bit complicated and I wasn't really listening, to be honest with you. We were just glad to get here. But the main criticisms we have is, one, that the pitches are quite tatty, could do with a good weed. But the main criticism we have is there is an awful lot of Germans here. Now, we don't have anything against the Germans, but they tend to be rude. They won't say hello. We've seen 1 or 2 English couples turn up and they only ever stay for the night and they go the following day. So for us, we do like to make friends when we're away, and we just haven't seen anyone yet. So we're moving on tomorrow. We're not sure where we're going yet, but we'll make that decision later. That's the beauty of having a motorhome. We've enjoyed staying here. We've chilled out. We've had lots of sun. Both topped our tans up a bit. Jenni's had a little bit too much sun, shall we say. She's a tad red in places, but nothing we can't handle. Jack's enjoying it. Like I say, you can always find somewhere cool. So this is our setup. So this is our pitch. There's Jenni sunbathing with her squash. Motorhome's there, self-levelling, although we didn't really need the self-levelling because the pitch is pretty flat. And I'm going to zoom in because Jack is on my chair underneath the table, if you can just about see him. So on the pitch you get electric, which is right down there. So we're all plugged in, lead out as you're supposed to. There is also grey waste and water on the pitches. So by the tap over here. So there's your taps, one for this pitch, one for the one next door. And down there is where your grey pipe would go. But that pipe just feeds into the drain by the plug. So all I did with our grey waste, I put it in a bucket and I poured it in there and just give it a wash around, which is what everyone else was doing. That's the electric point there. I don't know what ampage it is, but it's been enough to run the aircon, run the hot water we've had on low, just so we've got for washing up. We wash up in our own motorhome. I know a lot of people don't, but we do. Because we've got water on the pitch as well, we've kept the water topped up, so we've not had an issue with that. But we've been running the aircon, even though it's not working properly, the fans are working. We've had that on pretty much full time. And the kettle and everything, all right, admittedly, before we came away this time, we did buy ourselves a low wattage kettle, because we used our new kettle that we'd bought just before we came away on another site, and it kept tripping the electric because the electric was only 6 amp. So we bought a low wattage one. Yeah, all right, it's a bit smaller. It takes a little bit longer to boil. So I've got a feeling that's 16 amp electric. I don't know because I haven't got a meter. I know some people have meters. I don't bother. I just don't bother. So yeah, so that's us. This is, like I say, we've been using our Kadak 2 Cook 3 Pro to do most of our cooking. Cooked outside, it's been lovely. And like I say, there's Jack sitting on my chair. Even though Jack has his own chair, he always sits in mine, which I don't mind. So I hope you've enjoyed this campsite review. I think I've got all the information in that you need. I will do a rundown at the end of our trip of what we've spent and what campsites have cost us what. But I'll have to wait until I get home and sit down with the computer and the receipts. We're using our Chase card for everything, so we can keep an eye on it on that, and it tells you. And what I actually saw on the app the other day, which I thought was really, really good with Chase, because a lot of people have asked me about using the Chase card. Not only does it tell you what it was in euros, and then tells you what their exchange rate is for that particular time of day, but it also shows you on a map where you've used the card. So if you think you're being frauded or anything like that, you can see straight away, which I think is really, really good. And I didn't know it did that until literally yesterday. So that was really good. The campsite have been really good with us with this disabled stuff. The disabled toilet is kept clean and tidy. I've used the main showers. They're not push button, they're pull out, so you get really good pressure, and it's kin hot. So you have to turn it down all the time. But yeah, this is our latest shopping haul. Look at these for spring onions. They are absolutely huge. Peppers, lettuce, celery, cucumber, some Thousand Island dressing because we can't get salad cream, Pringles, Jaffa cakes, crisps, some sweeties, and then we've got 3 lots of chicken, 2 lots of sausages, 3 lots of burgers, some other sausages because we can't get bacon. This chicken roll we use for Jack. Got some eggs, cheap white wine, 3 bottles of milk, 2 bottles of Sprite, and we're trying to get soda water and we can't get soda water, so we're trying different things because we can't translate any of it, so we don't know about that. And I got a couple of donuts and a pan chocolate. We also got some Himalayan salt because we like it, and all this lot came to £94.52, which I think for all this, oh yeah, 4 lots of grapes because I love my grapes, and some blueberries for Jenny. I think this is pretty good haul for that amount of money. What's better to do than in Croatia on a Saturday afternoon in a bar in the campsite and a drink? Cheers.